Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. So what I thought I would do for you guys, because you have all been asking for it a lot, and I get it, it's like a needed thing at the moment. I'm going to do a really simple kind of I'm going to do a kind of makeup look and some kind of like little tips and things like that that you can use when you're in Zoom meetings, if you're on Skype, FaceTime, whatever it is you're doing. Whether you just want to get ready to like talk to your family, or if you actually have a meeting or you have a lesson or something like that, these are going to be some little things you can incorporate into your routine. So what I have here is I have my normal camera happening, and then I have this camera that's kind of like my Zoom meeting camera. And what we're going to look at today is mainly lighting. So that is going to be not like a setup, but we're going to be looking at how the light affects the texture and surface of her face, how it affects dips and highlights and things like that, and how we're going to kind of level that out, and also how we're going to define certain features on the face without looking washed out on cameras, because these cameras can wash you out. So I'm going to jump back from this camera to this camera just so you get an idea of what I'm doing. All the products I will link below for you guys. There will be a few affiliate links, but I will clearly mark those below. All my affiliate links in this video are products that I have chosen myself that I genuinely love, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, so that's it, really. Just before we get into that today, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Robert. I'm a professional makeup artist here on YouTube and also in real life, and it is my goal to help you become a pro yourself, or just someone who's really good at makeup. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I do just also want to say, I really want to thank you for being positive. In general, we're kind of in this quite a negative time, and it can kind of like pile up on you sometimes and get a little bit too much. But you guys on Twitter, Instagram, here on YouTube are so positive. It's nice to have, it's nice to read your comments. It's nice to see all these really amazing people supporting me, supporting each other. So thank you so much for that. Talking of supporting, if you guys don't know this already, and I keep plugging this, but it's a new venture for me and my brother. We have a podcast. It's called The Double Cleanse, and it's available on the free podcast app on iPhones. If you're on Android, you can get on Podbean, Luminary Podcasts. There's so many, like whatever you listen to podcasts on Android, you're more than likely be able to get it, apart from Google Store or something like that. Anyway, we'll get on Spotify soon. It's all about skincare, makeup, beauty, being an influencer, the beauty industry, everything. So go ahead and listen. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, let's get into it. So depending on your light situation, doesn't really matter so much. All I would suggest is that you face a light source. So that could be your ring light, it could be your window, not too close to the window though, because it can wash you out a little bit. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna look at my face in this camera. And what we want to do is even out the skin tone. We want to brighten up these areas where the light isn't quite catching, and also just generally sort myself out. The idea is we want nice glowing skin, because these cameras can completely wash you out and fade you out. Even if you're a little bit oily, let's get kind of like a glow going to the skin. First product I'm going to go in with is a VDL Lumi Layer Primer. You have probably seen this, and we're just going to use this to add a shine and kind of like a glow from within the skin. It's not over the top like what's the word, shimmer. It's not like unicorn primer, you know? It just has a nice glow to the skin. If you're just going on camera with your family and you don't feel you have to wear makeup, because, you know, why would you? Your family's seen you without. I mean, you can if you want. This is kind of a nice primer just to give you a nice glow to the skin. We're all kind of stuck inside at the moment, and it's, look at my fingers going blue because my fingers are too fat now to wear these rings. We're all kind of stuck inside. Our skin's dull. The weather's changing. Skin's reacting, you know, just all these things are going on that our skin kind of can't handle so well. So this is a really nice kind of like, just a nice shine if that's what you want. Oh no, the lighting's completely changed. See, these cameras are just the worst. So let's start with the skin first. Let's even the skin out and kind of balance out the deeper and higher areas. So I'm going to start with my concealer first. This is from Free Concept Eyes, and this is a full coverage concealer. We're going to use it to kind of highlight any areas that look kind of sunken on the camera, that may look a little bit darker. This like webcam, it keeps like auto focusing. And here's the deal, I mean, I wouldn't usually wear this much, but if you're on quite a low quality camera like this one, it's not going to pick it up as much, so it's still going to look kind of natural. So I've kind of looked all over my face and thought, where looks really deep, really dark. Look, I've got like a bump here that could probably be filled into. And I always get like this dark patch around here, so let's give that a little fill in as well. I'm going to use my camouflage brush. This is from the Sigma and Jordan Liberty collection. It's just a really nice brush. It's just like the right density to be able to like push product into the skin. So I keep looking in my mirror and I keep looking back at the camera, and I would absolutely suggest getting ready in front of a camera, because although it might not be looking so great in real life, on camera it kind of gives this nice smoother look. And then I'm just going to spread that out now to anywhere I feel I need a little bit more coverage. That's quite red. And even after we do foundation, we can always come back to these areas and lighten them if we need to. There you go. So that looks quite bright. All our deeper areas have now been brought forward and they don't look so sunken, which is exactly what we wanted. I'm going to take my normal foundation that I use, and I just got my new one. I was running out and oh my God, I thought, I was like, this is it. I'm not going to have a foundation, but I just received my new one. This is the Misha Perfect Cover BB cream, and it's in the shade 27. I mean, I use a BB cream anyway, but a BB cream is going to be really great on a webcam, because like I said, we wanted that glow. We want that, why do I keep calling it a webcam? Are they still called that? We want a glow to the skin, we want a natural glow, and we want like a shine to kind of radiate off the camera. And you can see the color on my camera and then the color on the webcam here. It really does wash out any coloring, so we'll definitely be bronzing up a little bit and doing a bit of contouring. And I'm really kind of stippling this onto the face. I'm not blending too much, just kind of push and bounce. Use your beauty blender, your blender for whatever it is you want to use. But really what we're doing with foundation and concealer is just making sure that the skin tone is even on this camera. We want it to look like our skin's just been really healthy, not like we've been eating crap for the past, what's it been now, 3 weeks for us here in the UK. We've been on lockdown. Okay, so in this camera here, we have healthy skin. We have a nice coverage, a nice layer. Let's take a look now and let's see, is there anywhere that I feel I need to kind of brighten up again? I'm looking around the corners of my nose here in these bits. I'm feeling that I need to brighten that up a little bit. So I'm going to go back in with my concealer and just give that a little helping hand there. See that shadow right there? Get rid of that. There you go. Now we've kind of like put our base down, we kind of look a little bit featureless, like our eyes just look like they're suddenly there. So let's kind of sculpt out the face a little bit and see what we need to do. I have my favorite contouring powder here from Etude House. This is the Face Color Shading, but it is just the most perfect contour shade. It has like a colder undertone, so it looks a little bit grey on the skin, but contour is meant to be grayer, it's meant to be shadow. I know some people don't like that, but that's life. Okay, so I'm just going to grab an eyeshadow blending brush and I'm looking at my face here in the camera. What I want to do now is kind of add some definition to my sockets. So we're going to take this through almost as if we're using it as a transition shade. And we basically want to kind of like draw on where, where we want definition. Just like this. Just to add some natural kind of shadow back to our face. And even in like low lighting, it's important to kind of brighten those areas, but also re-hollow them out, if that makes sense. So you have more definition. We don't want to look like a flat face. You may find you do have to use a little bit more color than usual, depending on the quality of your camera as well. Let's take a little bit of that down the sides of the nose. There you go. Ooh. See, that's why I love this powder, because it just looks like shadow. It doesn't look like bronzer or anything. It just looks like contour. And then we'll just add some definition to our cheeks here as well. And I'm going to stick quite close to the hairline here to kind of give it like a natural gradual shadow rather than a like just a sudden shape, if that makes sense. One trick that's really nice to do if you want to kind of like lift the face a little bit is to just get your brush and go like this. So we're basically hollowing out the temples a little bit. And look, we've got some definition there back to our face. Lovely. In terms of blush, I am going to add a tiny bit of color to the cheeks. I'm using my Free Concept Eyes Cushion Blush, and this is the shade Peach. I wanted to go for something more orangey just because I think it looks nicer on camera rather than something pink. I'm just going above that contour, just here. And I'm kind of placing it where I still want a little bit of a lift. I quite like how light it is in this area here, where the light kind of bounces off and the camera kind of fades it out for you because it's such a poor quality camera, you know? So play with that. You can make that a positive. Just add a bit more colour. There you go. It looks like I've been outside sunbathing, which, by the way, all my UK family and friends here, just because we have a tiny bit of sun doesn't mean you can ignore the fact that we're meant to be social distancing. I'm sure you can forego sunbathing just for a moment in public areas. Just a tiny bit of blush here. I mean, it looks quite a lot here, but on this camera, highlighter, I'm going in with the Ofra Rodeo Drive, which is my absolute favourite highlighter of all time. So again, let's look where light is naturally kind of bouncing off the skin on this thing. Now, where it's too bright, we don't want to highlight too much. So I'm not going to do here, for example, because you can see how the light, I'm going to look like I'm sweating. So let's catch those areas like here that isn't quite getting enough shine. I'm going to use a little bit more than I usually would, again, because off my camera quality isn't so great. Tip of the nose. I'm going to avoid the forehead today because I just look very, very shiny today, which is what we want. We want that light bouncing off. We will mattify also. I look like a crazy tin man here, but on here, nice and smooth. We will buff that in a little bit. Grab a powder brush and just gently kind of buff that highlight into the face. Sorry, I nearly burped. All right. Okay, let's take a look at the eyes. I'm feeling quite bare up there. So I'm going to go in with a Lavender Land palette from Etude House. This is purple. You guys know I like purple, but we're not using purple. We're going for this warmer kind of tone brown right here. And we're going to define the whole socket area again. So I'm just warming it up slightly. You can see it's a little bit more warmer now. You can also do the corner of your eyes here. What will be a really nice kind of effect on camera is to use this to do almost like a halo eye. I'm always using this camera as my mirror too. We're also going to take that colour under the eye as well to give us that bit of definition back. And you can even do this with an orange. It's nice to kind of have something that's a little bit more warmer because cameras are so blue sometimes in tone. Webcams especially are so blue that it's nice to warm it up and have a little bit of warmth. I'm now going to go back in with our highlighter and I'm going to do the middle of the lid just here. Buff that out. It's up to you now if you want to apply an eyeliner, mascara. I'm going to do a tiny bit of eyeliner and I'm going to do like a brown tone, again, just for definition. So actually, I'm actually going to do like a purpley brown. This is from Colourpop. I always use these liners and I've been on their website and I don't know if they still make the exact colours that I use. I got them in like an archive one, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is just line the lash line as close as possible. You don't need to be too tidy because we're going to smudge it out. And also, like, who is going to see, you know? So we just have that slight definition now on this eye here. I'm literally just blending that out and pulling it out this way, almost like I'm flicking it, but not really flicking it. And now we have a nice definition around the eyes. Okay, let's whack on some mascara. Let me just curl my uneven lashes. A lot of people ask like what the trick is to kind of keeping quite a nice curl to your lash. And the best thing I find is to get as close as you can to a root of a lash first, and then pinch, and then open and slightly angle your curler and then pinch again. It's almost like you're crimping the lash upwards, if that makes sense. I just find it lasts a lot longer that way. Now what I'm going to focus on, I'm going to kind of build up my mascara in the outside corner. Use the like clumpy part of the brush, you know, like right on the edge, and really build up those corner lashes so it looks like you've got like a nice flick. Clump those lashes in the corner. So if you can hear my laptop kind of breathing, it's having a moment there. My lashes in general are an absolute mess because they've just been kind of ruined their whole lives, you know? Okay, so I'm looking at my face here now, and I'm kind of like fine with that. We have a nice eye, we have nice definition. We'll do our brows. If you have a darker brow, I wouldn't necessarily go any heavier with your pencil. If you have a fairer brow, if you have quite light eyebrows, then I would maybe go a tiny bit darker, but not anything crazy. Don't like have like black eyebrows if you're blonde, you know? Well, some people have that naturally. You know what I mean. All right, let's go in something on the lips. Let's go for something gentle. You can absolutely go full on and do your red lips, but say you want to keep it like professional and your professional environment doesn't let you be very expressive. I'm gonna go in with the You Want Bare Lips, and this is from a brand called I'm Meme. And I got this just because I don't like lip products anyway, but sometimes I kind of have to if I'm doing a full face of makeup. Kind of having nothing on the lip can be a little bit weird, but I'm just going to do it in the middle here. Give that a little shimmery. Right, let's mattify. Gotta look crazy in this camera, but here we look glowy and new and ready for the day. I'm going in with my Mystifying Mattifying High Definition Micro Finish Pressed Powder from Lunatic Cosmetic Labs. This is one of my favorites, not just because of the cool packaging, but also because of how fine the powder is. It's one I find that I can build up quite generously and it doesn't make me look cakey. So I'm gonna look in here, in this camera, in my monitor, and think, where am I really super over the top glowing? But doesn't look like glow, it just looks like sweat. It's okay to go over the highlighter a little bit as well. I find this powder kind of lets it show through. I'm just gonna... Now, anywhere that you want to blur, I wouldn't mattify. So say, for example, you have a blemish on the forehead or something like that, or you have quite textured skin, you can just leave that shining, let the camera blur it out and be like, oh my God, this camera is crazy. Cool, I think this will look really nice with maybe a pair of lashes if you wanted to, but here we are, just got out of bed. Oh my God, sorry, I'm late, I just got out of bed. I'm ready to do business with you. And also, I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to be in school. Oh, that glow, that's just my quarantine face. All right, guys, I hope you found that helpful in some way. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Do I want anyone to see my face like this? No. Do I want them to see my face like this? Yes. You can do that on your face so quickly. If I wasn't explaining, you know, and kind of going through it, it would have taken about 5 minutes just to quickly whack everything on. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. These cameras aren't the highest quality cameras. You know, my skin looks completely smooth here. The highlight looks really nice with the skin. This is questionable. Well, I hope you found that useful, guys. I hope I answered all your questions you were asking me in the comments about Zoom meetings, makeup for Zoom meetings. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are coping well. I hope you are being stress-free or feeling stress-free. What day is it today? Today is Sunday. I'll be here tomorrow with some ghost stories for you guys. I'll be back Wednesday. I'm doing an extra video or a live session for you on Friday, which I don't usually do. I just want to give myself something to do and give you guys something to do. So I will see you all those days as well. Don't forget to check out mine and James's podcast. That would really mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. I will see you very soon. Bye.